Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Safa. Today we are going to be doing the Try a Chapter Challenge tag. I don't know what this is, but it's like some sort of interesting experience where you basically choose a bunch of different books and you read a single chapter from each of them and decide what you want to read based on them. And I have selected 5 different books from my shelves that I are interested in reading, but I just don't know what I want to do. So how I'm going to choose the order which I'm reading is I have written down a bunch of the titles on pieces of paper, cut them up, and then I have thrown it into my specialty mug here, mixed it all together, and slowly plucked each of them out one by one to see what the order I would be reading them in. Based on my selection, I'm going to be reading first, number 1, House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Number 2 was The Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen. Number 3 was thepoppywar by R.F. Kuang. Book number 4 was Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. And the final book I'll be trying a chapter from is Throne of Glass by Miss Sarah J. Maas herself. And yeah, that is basically all the 5 books I'll be trying to read, and who knows which one will come out on top. I'm intrigued in all of them. I just don't know, which one will be the chosen one. So let's just get started. Alright, update. I officially finished chapter 1 of House in the Cerulean Sea. I like it. What I like is that right off the bat you get the essence of found family and just the essence of belonging in the story. It's just something so magical about seeing Linus walk in the room and seeing the children, being children, laughing, playing, despite their differences, despite their magical abilities or what people deem wrong about them. There's something so fun about watching them play together and just get along. I like it. I like the writing. It's really cute. What I like is the kind of bickering you get right off the bat with the master and Linus, and I'm excited to see what role he's going to play later in the book, how he really integrates himself in this orphanage and how of an impact he's going to leave on them, or how they will leave an impact on him. So that's what I'm just hoping to see. I hope it really is what they say, being wrapped up in a big blanket. That was a great start. I'm going to start The Dark Shores now. Okay, I have officially finished chapter 1 of The Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen. This book, it was fine. I wasn't particularly intrigued by the first chapter. I think it's just because a lot of this book needs to do a lot more world building and character introductions. All we got in the first chapter was one perspective from the character Tariana, and all we know at this point is just that the ship that she's currently on, because it's a very piratey, seafaring kind of story adventure, we start off with her perspective and we see that her family, her mother is the captain and she is a second mate, and it seems like she's set in line to inherit the captainship or the ruling of it. I don't know how you call it, but it seems like she's not particularly interested in doing that. She wants to go off and hang out with her friend Lydia. That's all I got from it right now. But right now it was fine. I think I just need to read more to find out what else happens. But I like the writing. It was good. It was clean. It flows well. I liked how it's a little bit like, oh, the salty waves were crashing against the boat and the salt spray in my hair. You know, it's like that kind of thing that you would expect. It was good. Nothing phenomenal, but it was a good start. Okay, the next book, I completely forgot. Okay, the thing said Dance of Thieves, so we are going to read Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson herself. I'm excited. This is a bit more of a chonkier book. It's nonetheless, I've heard really great things about this, and let's just start with it. Okay, I officially finished the first chapter of Dance of Thieves. I like it. I think the writing is good. For me, it was quite info dumpy for one chapter, which is literally like 6 pages. Here's the thing, I'm quite confused about what just went down, to be quite honest, just because there was a lot of info dumping. All I know is that there's like 6 characters in the middle of a valley. I think they just went to someone's grave site to overlook basically where a battle went down, I guess a long time ago or recently, and how they were saying how a lot of lives were lost in that battle, and the queen wants them to be reminded of what is at stake if they lose, whatever they're doing. I'm assuming it's some kind of secret operation where they have to infiltrate the enemy of some sort. That's what I'm getting at. I'm intrigued to see what their role in this whole thing is. What I'm getting at is very much a revolutionary kind of group versus some kind of enemy, and they're trying to like fight out this long historical battle that they've been fighting. I don't know. That's the essence of the book I'm getting. I feel like it's going to be similar to An Ember in the Ashes in some way, but who knows? Let's just read and see what finds out. Okay, now we will move on to the 4th book, which is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. All I know is that it's basically like there's a single girl who somehow gets enrolled in this all-male martial arts type of academy, and there's a war going on, and that this is some really intense like battle type of adult fantasy trilogy story, and that is a lot of people's favorites. And I don't know, I'm intrigued to see, what goes down in this. So let's just see what goes on. Okay, I officially finished the first chapter of The Poppy War. I actually really liked it. It was really good. I love the writing style and just how quirky and multifaceted Rin is. I think her full name is Runin, but it was so interesting to see her personality really shine through, and how she's very much like, she's not going to take shit from nobody, even if, there's consequences to it. And I like that you see she is like the very much not like other girls, but in the best way possible. Like, she goes to her tutor Fayek, and she practically begs the guy to teach her and give her the books and tuition for free and all these other things. And then her interaction with Auntie Fang and the matchmaker was so funny. I love that, because at first they thought they were going to sell her off as like a prostitute or something, but it actually was them trying to set her up with a matchmaker to see who she would end up with. That was kind of funny. And then we get at the end where her hard work really pays off, and she's not just at the top 10 of people who made it to the academy. She made it in the very top position of people in the province, which is really huge. I like that it's fast-paced, but there's a lot of detail to it. It's sufficient, it's elaborate, and I like that it's not super info-dumpy compared to the last book I read. This one made sense, and I like the humor in the books and Rin herself. I actually really like this. This is probably one of the top contenders so far for the books I'll probably read. So, really great start. Now let's move on to the final book of this video, and that will be the infamous Throne of Glass by Miss Sarah Janet Maas herself. Probably one of the most infamous books on this list for being very popular. So I'm intrigued to see how this will start. I hope it's not going to be super long, because, you know, I don't like super long chapters. Although the Poppy War, the first chapter was like 20 pages long, it was enjoyable and I read it like pretty quick. And I think that's the hallmark of a great book so far. This one, I'm intrigued. Okay, let's see how it goes. All I know is that it's some sort of Cinderella retelling, at least in the first book, and then the rest of the series just goes off and changes itself. All I know is from the back, 2 men love her, the whole land fears her, only she can save them all. I know her name is Selena, and she's got like 15,000 different nicknames or other aliases. I don't know. I heard Fireheart, Aelin, Fire-breathing Bee Queen, if you know what I mean. I've seen it all over Instagram, but I'm interested. All I know is that there's a crap ton of characters and world building done in this series, but let's start and see what it's all about. Okay, I have officially finished the first chapter of Throne of Glass now. I can see the appeal of why people really like Selena's character. You know, she seems like a very self-reassured type of person, self-assured type of person who's very confident about who she is and what she can do, which is nice. I like that aspect of her. I feel like it's a great start in the first chapter. We got introduced to, I believe, 3 main characters. One is Selena, obviously. The second would be Cowell Westfall. And then the third would be the prince guy of Adarlan. That's such a confusing name, Adarlan. I keep saying Ardalan. No, it's Adarlan. I know he's supposed to be that Dorian guy. Like, I've heard of all these people before. I just don't know their significance to the story. Other than like, oh, this guy's captain of the guard. He's the assassin. He's the prince. But I like where we got an essence of, you know, the atmosphere for the story so far and where she's starting from. I'm just intrigued to see where this plays out in a way. I think this is something you just need to read more of, especially like the first few chapters, just to really get a feel of what's going to happen in the story and what's to come. So I like it. Do I think it's in the top contenders of what I might read next? Probably not, but I do like where it's going. Okay, so I've officially read a chapter of all 5 of these amazing books so far. Honestly, I really like them all so far. So the 2 I really enjoyed compared to basically all the rest of the books would be House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune and The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I think they're both really good at basically starting off strong in terms of slowly integrating and introducing the main characters and giving us some real feels of where the story is heading. What I like about the house in the cerulean sea, like I mentioned, is that you really get that essence of found family and a sense of a belonging that was really highlighted and noted in the synopsis, which I really enjoy. And then we see the Poppy War. Although the chapter itself was a little long, I actually really did enjoy it because we got a lot of characterization of who Rin actually is. And I like that she is really not like other girls. Yes, I know it's a typical trope. However, it is very enlightening to see a female character who is multifaceted and someone who is down to do the dirty work if need be. Which one will I choose? I think I honestly would have to go with, I'm gonna start The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I love Rin's character. It was so good. It was so good. I am really excited to see just her interactions with people and just see how she stands out from the mundane crowd. Because you can see, you know, there are some little quirks about her character, like how they talked about how she would study for days on end and would not go to sleep at all. And then she would just purely memorize all the stuff. I'm like, girl, you need to sleep. You can't use cocaine or like these, you know, like fast path methods to like bypass this and like just automatically do well. Like you need to study in a real good way. But I know it's just to pass a test, but you know what? She made it. I like her character a lot. I like the atmosphere of things. I can tell why there's a lot of trigger warnings in this just right off the bat. There's a lot of things you should make note of. I'll list it on the screen. So I think I'm going to dedicate a spoiler-free reading vlog, honestly, just to this. I was planning to do it anyway, but now I'm really enjoying it. So stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this experiment video. I hope to do something more like this in the future where I just try different things and just see what comes to mind or what I like the most. But yeah, that'll be it, and I'll see you next video. Bye.